you're going to copy a few things. Listening. So I'm going to share visible participant screen sharing. Screen disabled. There. Okay. All right. So this is the listening section. I think. All right. Nothing amazing. Okay, now in the listening section, if you observe here, okay, I hope it's very clear to everybody. Listen good. In the listening section, you see you have a total of 40 questions. Sir, 40 were questions, sir. 10, 20, 30, 40. Your 40 were questions. All right. Now your 40 questions, let me just use a marker here. Okay. 40 questions, you section 1, the first one. We have section 2. Then we have section 3. Right. And then finally, Amrayo, section 4. Right. Now, section 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here section number, we call it part 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, let someone say, what we used to find is section 1 in here. Now, the same section, the 4 sections are not called section, they're called parts, part 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, it's the same thing. Okay, number of questions we see, we have a total of 40 questions, 10, 20, 30, 40. Per section, you've got 10 questions. Okay, 10 questions each. This thing happened 10. It goes on 10, 10, 10, and your bottom 10. Okay. Now, listening go total time rule. For listening, you could write down 30 minutes. Write down listening test 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay, total number of questions 40. So 30 minutes, total number of questions 40. Okay, so total number of questions, as I said, 40. Now let's take a look at the section. And in the RTS, the very first section is listening. Okay. So, right. So as I was saying, okay, so as I was saying, in the RTS test, the very first section is the listening section. Okay, pahila listening, to bache huncha reading, to bache huncha writing. So listening section ko first section, okay, section 1 is a conversation with a transactional purpose. So I want you to make this column, section 1 banera, just draw one column, copy ma, okay, line banao, section 1. And next column you could write down. Oh, you iti detail mein lekhnu pare na. Conversation with a transactional purpose. Iti lamo you sub detail mein lekhnu pare na. So what I want you to do is, it says section 1 ko, if you might have noticed. Just a moment. अलिकति enlarge गर्दै so I can see this clearly. Okay. Okay. This as well. Okay. Close. So, Section 1 says clearly conversation with transactional purpose, that is finding out about travel services. Now let's simplify it, Eliza. So we will simply write conversation on a general topic. Okay, so Section 1, write down conversation on a general topic. Note it down in the copy. Conversation on a general topic. Okay, यसको साइडमा अर्को सेक्सनमा you'll have to write this. This is something you'll have to write. Listening for and noting specific factual information. Or you could simply say listening for and noting काटेर say listening for specific factual information. Listening for specific factual information. Okay, so let's cut out this. These are the skills tested. Right? So section 1, Vijay. Vijay, आज धेरै अल्छी लाग्यो भाइ है घटिरहेछ आज भने धेरै केटोलाई निकै अल्छी लाग्यो जस्तो छ एनीवे ध्यान लगाएर हेर है यहाँ section 1 मा हाम्रो के भयो we have a conversation on a general topic. Okay, दुईजनाको conversation हुन्छ general topic. यसमा चाहिँ skills test गर्ने के हो listening for specific information. अब यो specific factual information भन्नाले के हो यहाँ चाहिँ when you listen you're going to listen to and you'll have to write down the name of a person, date, okay, telephone number, address, हो यस्तै यस्तै हुन्छ र गर्दा section 1 चाहिँ सजिलो हुन्छ है section 1 सबसे easy हुन्छ. Now let's go on to section 2. Section 2, read this, monologue or prompted monologue with a transactional purpose. Monologue, prompted monologue भनेको अलिकति confusing हुन्छ यसलाई simplify गरौँ. We'll simply write section 2 मा चाहिँ short talk, short SHORT, short talk on a general topic. SHORT, short talk on a general topic. Short talk on a general topic. All right, you were short talk. So you're going to hear one person. Uh-oh. के भन्दैछ मैले त बुझिन है के भन्दैछ. Oh, anyway, let's come back here. Short talk on a general topic. Short talk on a general topic भयो. So you're going to listen to one person. एकजनाले रेडियो, let's say रेडियो एउटा प्रोग्राममा बोलेको कुनै एउटा केही विषय लिएर है टुरिज्म ट्राभल let's say COVID-19 के विषयमा लिएर बोलेको अनि यहाँ चाहिँ फेरि स्किल्स त्यही नै हो listening for and noting specific information. So we will forget about and noting. We'll write listening for specific information. Copy that. You have any 10 questions? So section 2, short talk. All right. Your words are a little confusing. Now, section 1 and section 2, you'll have 10 questions each. In the listening, in the exams, you want to do well and you want to answer all these 20 questions. Sajilu, that's it. 20 questions. Your 20 questions, you're looking for very specific information. Specific information, as I told you earlier, dates, name of person, Just the kuru. It's short. So it's easy. So if you could answer all 20 questions here, that will fetch you at least 5.5. At least 5.5 out of a band score of 9. Or remaining 20 back in it. Hey? Okay. Now section 1, section 2 is done. Right, now let's go into section 3 and 4. Okay, now in section 3 and 4, you'll write, section 3 is about academic discussion. Academic discussion between 2 to 4 people. Academic discussion. Now, this section 3 is related to studies. Section 1 and 2, they are the general topic. Section 3, it's about studies. Okay, 3 and 4, education and training. So, Yaniru, you might hear 2 persons, like section 1, you might hear more than 2. You might even hear 3 people, or even 4. When it's out of 3 people, one is a teacher, and the teacher is having a conversation with his or her students, right? So it could be about a seminar, about a dissertation paper, anything like that. So you wear academic discussion. Okay, it's about studies. Now, your academic discussion, which is about studies, okay, Ismati, let's take a look at the skills. What exactly are the skills needed? So it says the skills needed would be following a conversation which involves negotiation of meaning, listening for specific information. Okay. You could simply, let's shorten this. So you note down this negotiation of meaning. Basically means understanding of what the speaker is trying to say. Okay, understanding the speaker. So you could say understanding what the speaker is trying to say. This orko point that's listening for specific information. You put in note listening for specific information. Negotiation of meaning, like we could say understanding what the speaker means. If you notice, there's something more. This is also about understanding the speaker attitude and speaker's opinions. So please copy down all. Go on, take it down. Bijay, Sarah, have you covered this? Done?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, section 3 kina garo porna. Section 1 and 2 is okay. Kina section 1 and 2 we are only looking for factual information, short information. Section 3 only garo de jate. Kina miyani richi. You will have to try to understand the speaker's opinions and speaker ko attitude. So speaker ko opinion or attitude bujhna lai chai. The answer is not directly mentioned. Okay? The speaker will mention it in a roundabout way. Implied. The speaker never states. The speaker always implies indirectly. Yeah? You've got to be careful about this. So section 3 mate, attitude, opinion, all right. Now finally, Hamiaya, section 4. Section 4 is still like 3. It's about education. And here it says monologue in an academic context. So you simplify, you could simply say academic lecture. Academic lecture. Okay, so this is going to be an academic lecture. Skills tested here, following an academic argument, listening for main ideas. This part is not no problem. Listening for main idea. Now this is going to be a lecture, one person speaking. So you will try to follow the main topic. So what's the main idea? So what's the main topic of the lecture? Follow the lecture with specific information, right? Follow. So basically it's about what? What is the topic of the lecture? Okay, and you will try to listen to the details, and along with it, it's my favorite also include speaker's attitude and speaker's opinion. So your specific information, it's already there in section 1 and 2. Section 3 might say add by speaker opinion and attitude. Section 4 might add by speaker opinion, attitude, plus listening to the main idea. Okay, so there's something add with this answer. So this is what listening is about. All right, so this is how the listening test is delivered in the exams. Now, in the IELTS exams, okay. Now in the IELTS exams, you're starting with listening. Okay, starting with listening initially. So listening, first you're given a question paper. All right, and then answer sheet later on. But now, when you start with listening, you will be writing your answer directly on the question paper. All right. So half an hour for listening, just section 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be writing your answer directly on the question paper. So to complete the voice, you get 10 minutes extra to answer the answer from the question paper where you've written your answer to the answer sheet. All right, so answer sheet answer sheet if you want to look at a sample which you can download and you can print out, you can go to ielts.org, www.ielts.org. There you can download the sample examination, sample answer sheet for reading, for listening and writing. All right, and practice garne tesma exams ma use garne dene paper, so you can always download that. Okay, so
excuse me, sir. फेरि त्यो रिपिट गरिदिनुस् न
के चाहिँ
साइट चाहिँ त्यो IELTS के भन्नुभएको थियो
www.ielts.org त्यो भनेको official website R for rat, G for gun. Okay. ORG नभनेर we say generally we call it org. So that's the official website of IELTS. Football, if you have any IELTS को विषयमा जानकारी लिनु छ हैन more detail लिनु छ भने we'll go straight to this website. ठीक छ IELTS को अनि ब्रिटिश काउन्सिल को वेबसाइट जाँदा पनि भयो. All right. Okay. So far so good. Any question? Sabai ठिकै छ होला अहिले सबै क्लियर भयो हैन So चारवटा section हुन्छ. Now let's get started with the listening. Now IELTS exactly के चाहिँ test गरेको listening बाट चाहिँ what exactly the IELTS want you to do or what are they testing is this, because you'll be studying in a foreign country, okay, where the where the medium of teaching is English, and where if you're going to New Zealand, Australia, Canada, other than Canada, other than Quebec and a few provinces where they speak French, okay, the rest they're going to speak English, right? So IELTS simply wants to test how well you can fit into an English-speaking environment. So how, in other words, listening will test how well you understand the English language. Okay? So in the IELTS, you're going to hear different accents. Yo matra haina ki British accent matra haina hai. You're going to hear a British accent. A British accent, ma'am, sometimes you're going to hear English. You're going to hear Scottish people speaking English, Irish people speaking English. अब अलिअलि फरक पर्छ है उनीहरूको एक्सेन्ट उनीहरूको इन्टोनेसनमा अलिकति फरक पर्छ. Right. So Predominantly, you're going to hear British English. Besides it, you're also going to listen to Australian English, American English, and sometimes you'll also listen to native and non-native people, international students, okay, conversing in English. So actually, you're going to hear a variety of accents, variety of accents, right? र त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब त्यो भेराइटीको जुन चाहिँ accents छ, just to work on that, just a moment, I'll display something for you. Give me a minute. Now, where go? American English. Okay, let me share this. Okay, so what you can do is you're going to work on right? Because you're going to hear different kinds of accents. The RTs will test how well you can understand those accents. Okay, British accent, American accents, and but as you practice going to put in, so you can go to YouTube and type British versus American English. Okay, I need different accents. So get used to it. So it's going to be interesting. British versus American English. Type you will know about some basic differences between British and American English. Okay. You can also type British versus Australian English, Australian accent very for a person. Okay. So work on this. And it's about awareness. Generate a little bit more awareness about how the words are pronounced. Right. Basically, यसो सुन्दाखेरि अब बुझ्नु पर्यो. Right, so vocabulary, American, Australian, British, so there are variations. So the main idea is to make you comfortable. Once you're more or less comfortable and you understand British accent, American accent, Australian accent, it will be much easier for you to understand and listen. Okay, so you say practice. Okay, I'll stop the sharing. Now, let's get started with our general practice. Right. सबले देख्दैछ clear? I hope it's clear. हैन सबले देखिरहेको होला. Okay, 40%. यसलाई अझ ठुलो गरिदिउँ. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, focus on those pictures, your bottom line. Picture A, B, C, D, E, F. अब आज र भोलि चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ what we're going to do is listening अलिकति practice गर्ने है, overall skills. We are building up on listening skills. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hang on there. Okay. Tuesday, it's not Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, we will work on the Cambridge co-official test. The official I provided to you 7, 8. I'll be providing to you more of those material. We'll work on that. Okay. But for now, for 2 days, we're going to work on just building up skills. So take a good look at this picture. A, B, C, D, E, F. Now,
Track 2. 1.
Good morning, everybody. How nice to see so many of you here this morning. Richard Brambles, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Brambles International College of English. Now, let me begin by introducing the teaching staff.
2.
Okay, let me play it again. Let me play this again. Okay, so everybody, listen to it. Your conversation sooner, say you'll have to match it with the picture. Kunchi picture samajha match ko sir? You'll have to tell me that. Hey, so you have A, B, C, D, E, F. Chora pictures. Listen. अनि वॉल्यूम चाहिँ आफ्नो फोनको ट्याबको ल्यापटपको भोल्युम अलिक बढाएर सुन्ने या अलिक क्लियरली सुनिनु भने युज एन हेडफोन सो लेट्स लिसन
Track 2. 1.
Good morning, everybody. How nice to see so many of you here this morning. My name is Richard Brambles, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Brambles International College of English. Now, let me begin by introducing the teaching staff.
Okay, so which one do you think?
F. F.
F, exactly. Looks like a teacher. Okay, that's more like an orientation program, and he's introducing the teaching staff. So this, the first one, what you listen to, okay, you're linking it with the picture F. Okay, second one, listen.
2.
Good morning. I'd like to check in, please.
Do you have a reservation, sir?
Yes, I do. In the name of Matthew.
Let me just check. How do you spell that?
Matthews.
Oh, here we are. Room 226.
Okay.
A.
The gentleman is there at the reception of a hotel. The lady behind the desk she's wearing a uniform. So, okay. Next. So A is down, F is down. Teacher, let's go.
3.
Excuse me? Are you giving me a parking ticket?
Yes, I am. The meter has run out.
But I was only in the bank for 2 minutes. Surely you can allow that.
Sorry, but the meter ran out of money 10 minutes ago.
So how much is that going to cost then?
There's a fine of $75.
Oh,
C.
C. C.
E. E.
E.
E. The
C.
fining the lady, giving a fine to the lady because this is a no parking area. All right, the parking go potting and cheating and this. So here is the policeman. So that's E. Next, listen carefully.
4.
Oh, hi, Susan. Thank goodness I've run into you. I'm trying to find my way to the economics building, but I seem to be totally lost.
Yes, you're on completely the wrong side of the campus, actually.
Oh.
You need to be on the other side of City Road.
Uh-huh.
Go back to the main entrance and then take the pedestrian bridge across the main road. The economics building is over there.
B.
B. B.
Now that's B, right? That is B. Campus area, this guy has lost his way. Okay, the girl is trying to help him out. Okay, next.
5.
Oh, hello. Is that customer service? I'd like to organise a service call, please. Yes, well, the door doesn't close properly, and so water pours out the front when you turn it on.
D.
Yes, well, it's under guarantee. We've only had it 6 months. Right, I see. Oh, well, I'll have to wait till Thursday then, if that's the earliest day your technician can get here.
D.
Okay,
D.
D. Everybody can see this clearly, right? the door doesn't close properly, water leak from the washing machine. And now for the final conversation.
6.
You would not believe what happened to me today, Dad.
No? What?
I got a $75 parking ticket outside the bank. It's so annoying.
How long had you been parked there?
Oh, about 20 minutes. But even so.
Oh, well, you won't do that again, will you?
Is that the answer?
C.
Is that the answer? Well, you know the answer is going to be C. C. The same girl, the same woman who got a parking ticket from the policeman is talking to her dad. Now listen, this is insight into RTS, okay? You're going to hear a lot of Australian pronunciation. Yes, so let me play this again. Okay? Dad. Look how she pronounces it. And look at the other words also, pronunciation.
You would not believe what happened to me today, Dad.
No? What?
I got a $75 parking ticket outside the bank. It's so annoying.
How long had you been parked there?
Oh, about 20 minutes. But even so.
Oh, well, you won't do that again, will you?
Okay. So that's one. So what we are basically doing here, about RTS my students, hey, listen. In the RTS examination, imagine if this was a question paper, all right? You're given some time to look at the question paper, some time. And then after you go through the pictures or the words of the question paper, there are pictures. Anyway, after you go through the information on the question paper, then what is a play? So let's say you read, and then later on you listen. And as you listen, the conversation, what's it, points later, you try to match it with the words. Right? So yes, the words now, we're matching it with picture. Okay, let's go further. Let's get more exercises. Okay, here we are. Next one. Clear the probably. How's that? Okay. Question number 1, 2, 3, 4. You just focus on this. So in your copy, side margin, you could write down the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Just write down 1, 2, 3, 4. And the answer here. Okay. I have spoken to, where are you? Okay, I've spoken to Furba, right? Furba, were you aware, Amro, every Sunday, say normally Amro orientation, I take the orientation class at 10 o'clock. Is it okay, Furba?
sir. Aajदेखि join गरेको.
आजदेखि join गरेको. Okay. ठीक छ. Orientation एउटा क्लास लियो भने अलिकति आइडिया ओभरअल आइडिया हुन्छ के आइएलटीएस के हो भनेर तर केही छैन एक एकवटा सेक्सन सिक्दै जाँदा भइहाल्यो अनि फुटबल सँगसँगै एकजना नयाँ म क्यान्डिडेट देख्दैछु अभिषेक आमगाई अभिषेक
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
So I am from Bharatpur.
Okay. Is it possible to turn on the video? Actually, Abhishek kasto रहेछ
So I am operating from computer and I don't have webcam in my computer.
How is it so? Computer integrated camera? Don't you have an integrated camera?
No, sir. I will buy tomorrow and I will.
Okay. ठीक sir. So Abhishek, overall idea to Buddha so IELTS ko.
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen go. So that's what we're doing. Okay, good. So let's go further. Let's get ready. अब यो युवराजको चाहिँ भिडियो हुँदै भएन युवराज र असीम भनेको एलियन जस्तो देख्दैछ भनेर horror movie जस्तो यो है science horror जस्तो केही पनि यहाँ देख्दैन anyway let's go back again here now you're going to listen and as you listen you'll pick your answer and put it here it's a section 1 जस्तो है सजिलो हुन्छ drive from Melbourne to Phillip Island okay so you're going to listen to one person the person is talking about driving from Melbourne to Phillip Island section 2 जस्तो one person approximately कति kilometers answer लेख्नु पर्यो number you're going to listen to a number takes about अब यहाँ पनि number हो okay how much time होला so time is also number people go there to why do people go to Phillip Island observe the blank returning home something returning home but it has the keyword छ यहाँ returning है यसलाई focus गर्नु अनि यो answer आउँछ अनि next है watch seals from एउटा's answer something returning home अर्को reason किन जान्छ watch seals from blank or through telescopes so they're going to watch these seals okay these seals either through telescope or from one particular place okay so are we all ready let me play that
Track 3.
Melbourne is situated on the northern shore of Port Phillip Bay in Victoria. The Mornington Peninsula is the eastern arm of the bay, and it's a 120-kilometre journey by car from Melbourne to Phillip Island along the Bass Highway. It's a very popular holiday destination for people living in Melbourne. You can do the trip by car in roughly 2 hours and take in the magnificent scenery along the way. You need to get the ferry across to the island. Phillip Island is famous for its little penguins, and many tourists go there just to see them. People like to watch the penguins making their way along the beach at the end of the day. Other visitors enjoy the chance to do some seal watching from boats or through the telescope set up on the hill.
Okay, answer number 1.
120
120
kilometers.
120 kilometers.
Okay, fine. Takes about question number 2.
2 hours.
2
2
hours.
hours.
Okay. People go there to observe the blank.
Penguins.
Penguins. Plural, है singular plural एकदम फरक पर्छ penguin मात्र हैन penguins returning home अनि last को
Telescope.
watch sorry
Telescope one.
telescope त दिइरहेको छ यहाँ
all of these are good.
Sorry.
So,
So this is from
telescope or wrong boats exactly boats you've got to be careful to say yeah going to boats that's going to be plural again boats so let me play this again अब you सुन्दाखेरि चाहिँ careful about this part है number 3 मा पुग्दाखेरि I'll stop here हामी यहाँनिर हेरौँ है
Track 3.
Melbourne is situated on the northern shore of Port Phillip Bay in Victoria. The Mornington Peninsula is the eastern arm of the bay, and it's a 120-kilometre journey by car from Melbourne to Phillip Island along the Bass Highway. It's a very popular holiday destination for people living in Melbourne. You can do the trip by car in roughly 2 hours and take in the magnificent scenery along the way. You need to get the ferry across to the island. Phillip Island is famous for its little penguins, and many tourists go there just to see them. People like to watch the penguins making their way along the beach at the end of the day.
People go there to watch the penguins. Returning home, you don't hear the word returning home, making the way through the beach at the end of the day.
People like to watch the penguins making their way along the beach at the end of the day.
Making the way along the beach at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when obviously, so they're all returning home. You know? So RTS must say, always remember reading and especially listening, it's all about paraphrasing. Listening is purely paraphrasing. Exact words. So returning home, you say associate penguins walking along the beach at the end of the day. Associate. So this is how RTS will test your English skills. Okay? Reading and especially listening. So remember listening, totally paraphrase. Paraphrasing. Last query,
Other visitors enjoy the chance to do some seal watching from boats or through the telescope set up on the hill.
Okay, from boats, plural. Okay. So the accent that you're hearing, you sir, listen ko, it's a little Australian. Hey? Australian accent. Yes.
Just हामीले answer like सुन्ने हैन सर नोट डाउन गर्छौं नि अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ यो अप्पर केस हुन्छ कि लोअर केस हुन्छ वर्ड्सहरु चाहिँ
Oh yes, that's a very important question Ganga has asked. Okay, so uppercase, lowercase, capital letters like small letters like answer. Hey, you say I won't be discussing now. I'll be discussing much later. Hey, more end my discussions. Actually, cases how I discuss you can either write your answer or you can actually type your answer. Right? So write or type your answer. Write I mean normal handwriting uppercase, lowercase, capital letters, small letters type your answer सबै answers are block letters सबै capital letters. So you can do either of it. अब तिमीले सबै answers reading or listening को capital letters मा लेख्यो भने एउटा advantage के हुन्छ भने we don't have to worry about whether it's a proper noun or a common noun. जस्तै अब हामीले काठमाडौँ भ्याली लेख्दै त capital K लेख्यो नि त हैन भ्याली त small v भयो भ्याली भनेको common काठमाडौँ is a proper noun तर आन्सरमा चाहिँ हामीले suppose K capital नलेखेर small k लेख्यो भने आन्सर गर्नुहुन्छ र लिसनिङमा चाहिँ सानो कुरोले पनि आन्सर अलिकति गल्ती भयो भने हाफ मार्क्स आउँदैन कि त फुल मार्क्स आउँछ 1 full point आउँछ कि त there will be no points at all. र सानो गल्तीले पनि आन्सर रङ हुन सक्छ र लिसनिङमा एक्जामिनेसनमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ प्राय स्टुडेन्ट्सहरु कन्फिडेन्ट हुन्छ अनि लिसनिङ मैले राम्रो गरेको छु भनेर तर लिसनिङको स्कोर्सहरु चाहिँ दे आर मच लोवर देन एक्सपेक्टेसन आफैले जस्तो लिसनिङ राम्रो गरेको एक्सपेक्टेसन भन्दा कम आउँछ लिसनिङ किन कम आउँछ भन्दाखेरि आन्सर चाहिँ ठिकै हुन्छ प्राय तर यस्तै सिली मिस्टेक्स capital letters, small letters, singulars, plurals, prepositions, okay, articles a and the use superlative answer. But at least you proper noun, common noun, but as a confused noun at least your problems is solved. Listen, if you want to, you could write all the answers in listening and in reading comprehension in capital letters. Okay, Ganga?
Yes, sir.
Don't mix it up. You a smaller capital, a normal writing or this. You answer now. You're not sure whether it's capital or small, whether it's a proper noun or a common noun. To answer, it's a capital letter. Either you write your answer or something like say you'll have to print your answer. And you see, you have to write it in block letters or capital letters. All right. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
It means it is benefit to write all the characters in uppercase.
Yes. At least one advantage is because you don't have to worry about whether it's a common noun or whether it's a proper noun.
If the answer is in verb, then we can write it in uppercase.
Doesn't matter. Everything, all the answers will be in capital letters. Whether it's a verb, noun, adjective, adverb, it doesn't matter. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, here's another one. Take a look at this. This is like section 1. Okay, filling up a form. Section 1 much normally filling up forms. Read the instructions. Altisma, you don't have to write long answers. Reading, listening, my lama answer. Short answer. For every answer, there's an instruction. So it says, complete the form below, write no more than one word and or a number for each answer. Now check this. One word. So your answer can be one word, okay? Or it can be a number. Now don't get confused, eh? One word when it's one alphabet. Suppose M-A-T-T-H-A-W-S, Matthews, is one word. Okay, so your answer can be one word. It can be one number. One number, when you say a number, it does not mean number one. It means a collection of numerals. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As a whole, it's a number. Right. So what the instruction says is the answer can be one word, one number, or it can actually be a combination of one word and one number. Okay. So understand this instruction and or. If your answer goes beyond these words or beyond the word limitation, okay, it will be considered. So once again, copy my 1, 2, 3, 4, and as I play, you will write the answers. So name of the guest, room number, you're going to hear a number, wake up call at, again, number, type of breakfast, what type of breakfast the guest would like to eat, payment by.
Track 4.
Good morning. I'd like to check in, please.
Do you have a reservation, sir?
Yes, I do. In the name of Matthews.
Let me just check. How do you spell that?
M-A-T-T-H-E-W-S.
Oh, here we are. Room 226.
Thanks.
Would you like a wake-up call?
Yes, please.
What time?
About 7. Actually, past should be all right.
Fine. And a newspaper?
No, thanks. I'll get one on the way to the meeting.
Breakfast is included in the price, but you do need to book. So, will you be having the full breakfast, that's the cooked breakfast, or the buffet, or breakfast in your room?
I'll have the full breakfast, thanks.
How do you intend to pay, sir? Visa, American Express?
I think my company's paying.
Oh, sorry. That's fine then.
Okay. Answer. Number 1.
226.
Room? Number?
226.
Okay.
26.
Okay. Number 2. Wake up call at
7:30.
7:30.
Will you 7? And make it half. So 7:30. So we could simply write it. One word matlab say. So if you write 7:30,
No.
it's going to be wrong answer. So how are you going to write?
7:30 a.m.
7:30 a.m. Exactly. 7:30 is a number. Okay. So you're going to write 7:30 and then a.m. That's a word. All right. So different styles. 7:30. 7.7 dot
30.
Yes. 7 duita dot 30. One is British, one is American style. Doesn't matter. Altisma june use and AM matra like them boy. Yeah, A.M. like them boy. Right? But generally AM matra dot like them. So that's okay. Type of breakfast?
4.
Number 3.
4 breakfast.
I'll have the full breakfast. Thanks, Vanessa. There's full breakfast. Okay, and that's the cooked breakfast. So you can either get a full breakfast, which is a cooked breakfast. You can either get a buffet. Okay, buffet. It's a French word, Buffet, where T is silent, and then the other one is breakfast in your room. Yeah. So basically, these are different kinds of breakfast being discussed. So when you write the word full breakfast, it must be in capital letter. F must be capital. because now they're talking about a particular kind of breakfast that's cooked or full. So capital F. Small f लेख्यो भने wrong हुन्छ है फेरि. ओ यही कारणको लागि चाहिँ सबै आन्सर चाहिँ हामीले क्यापिटल लेटर्समा लेख्यो भने you don't have to worry about whether you should be using uppercase or lowercase. And the last go payment by
Company.
Payment company.
Oh, simply company. So there we are. So listening, if you might have noticed, I'm section 1 and 2, and this is what is called by looking for specific information, specific factual information. Section 1 and 2, okay, so it's easy to find those information. Section 1 and 2, the information you find out one person, it's much easier. So hence, you'll be more confident, or in other words, you can score more in section 1. Section 3, the Hindi, and section 4, subsequent. So listening gets progressively more difficult. Okay, section 1, they can some other difficult. Tomorrow we'll get more practice on this listening. Meanwhile, as I've told you earlier, what you could all is I've already shown you the screen. YouTube, you can you could look for different kinds of accents. All right, so look for different kinds of accents. YouTube and work on that. The other thing besides those accents, YouTube Go, which is very interesting. You can always do that. Besides that, okay, so number one, what we're doing is we're looking at YouTube for accents, obviously. You will. Let's call that number one. Number two, you could watch TED Talks. You on YouTube, answer. Has anybody watched TED Talks? TED Talks are very interesting. All right. You always, in TED Talks, you have experts being called on any subject, any given subject, and they'll talk about these things. So it's like listening to a lecture. Artist listening last section 4, that's a lecture. Section 4 is straightforward lecture. It's 10 questions. But let's say you're given some time to read all the 10 questions, and then you listen to the entire lecture. So your lecture is a comfortable, you should be listening to a little Lamo talks, just a TED Talk. Okay? TED Talks, you can look for topics like positivity, optimism, bouncing back after failure. So something more positive. Okay, so you can always look for some positive talks in TED Talks. TED Talks. Besides this, I don't know how often you all do that, but you should also be watching TV series. Oh, by the way, TV series, Hindi TV series is not going to help you. Anupama is not going to help you. Ekta Kapoor is not going to help you. That helped you with Hindi. See? Nepali Varam, timirko prayo koi Hindi speaking friends na varam. You all speak. You all understand Hindi. Hindi bani boli alja part of that. So how did you learn it? As I've told you earlier, from movies, from Katrina Kaif, Salman Khan, Saif Ali Khan, Amir Khan. So जब हिंदी के पाराले सीखे भने देखिलाई है अब हुन्छ नि media को यस्तो power हुन्छ यस्तो influence हुन्छ. So without even having people with whom you've been in Hindi, you do understand it. Now it's time to switch over to English. अब यस्तै गरी English का हामीले TV series हेर्यो, English को movies हेर्यो, songs हेर्यो सुन्यो, regularly गरिरहनु त त्यसै पनि you get more comfortable. Listening test how comfortable you are and how well you understand different accents. Hey, so I watch TV series, Purana TV series, English, just Friends. Friends when I get popular, there's been a get together, right? Friends. Friends, that's met your mother.
Big Bang Theory.
Met your mother. Yes. Or what's a big bang, sorry. Bang Theory. And so on. There's so many of it. Right? So you say Purano, these are very popular ones, and you hear a lot of conversation. Right? Well, about TV series, there are lots of actions. So rather than having actions, you want a proper sitcom, soap opera, sitcom. And you sit in front of a TV and then you watch those. And in all this, you find a lot of conversation taking place within a room, right? With different rooms. You get used to it. So watch this. You could also watch some stand-up comedy, English go.
Stand-up comedies.
You say, Kere, I'm going to Kantipur comedy champions. Yeah, but they're popular. So your concept of there are lots of them. There are lots and lots of them. Sometimes the language could be a little colorful, racy, but I think you will enjoy this. This comedian, young sir, is called basically comedy. It's usually clean. Okay, it's not very vulgar. Trevor Noah, very popular. I like them popular. Young African chap. And if Purano is opposite of Purano Sune, say you'll take them Purano. George Carlin. उसका आफ्नै छ फेरि comedy. अब in between there's so many. You have Russell Peters and so on. But George Carlin को एक दुईवटा obscenities हरु बोलिहाल्छ बीचमा. Russell Peters को it's funny but it's kind of vulgar. Right? But it depends on you. If you just want to listen to it, it will take it. So you could do so many things like this, okay? Watching English comedy, trying to understand it. Trevor Noah is very good with impressions, okay? Like making impressions, caricature of Indian other people. George Carlin is more of a philosopher, comedian, and there are lots of them. Fluffy, so I want you to be comfortable with more of this. And then, how about listening to your favorite song? English songs, how about brushing up on songs? I will get Gujanam, no problem. He's on YouTube, the song with lyrics. With lyrics I answer. So what's a big problem? You can learn some songs. All right, so these are some of the things you can do. In other words, I want you to be listening. Okay, take more interest in English listening. So some of the things you could do, and this is where we end today. So we meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock again. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Let's end it here today. 11:50.